I can introduce myself.
Okay.
I wake up to days where I just don't know what's in store for me when I walk out the door. Still I yawn and stretch, brush my hair, get showered and dressed, try to relax my mind, just take it slow. Pull up the blinds to the whole wide world outside my window. Watch the people walk by on a clueless stroll. My heart is heavy and my mind is frayed.
Well, good morning. I'm gonna let you go ahead and do your thing, Angie. I'm here.
Good morning. Good morning. You like to say dons and divas, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, I'm here with my lovely co-host Diva Ebony B. Or my co-host is Diva Ebony B, and I'm your girl Angie B. And today we have a wonderful show and topic lined up for you, so we can go ahead and work on this mindset and this mental health. Won't you tell the people what we got for them today, Miss Eb?
Oh, today I'm super excited. Is mindset and manifestation for personal growth. We're going to be going over a couple of topics today and a couple of tools and skills that we can use. And that's just understanding the difference with your mindset, which is important because we're talking about mindset and strategy. We're going to embrace challenges. We're going to focus on effort and process. We're going to learn from some feedback, find some inspiration, and most importantly, understand the power of positive affirmations, talking positive to yourself.
Yes.
This is the glow up show. So we got to glow up. We got to grow up to glow up. How about that?
Sounds awesome. I can't wait. Let's get into it.
All right. You guys, thank you for being here. Make sure you comment on the comment section here while you're here on YouTube. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to the show. We really appreciate your love. And if you have some feedback, just go ahead and leave a comment and we'll pull it up right here on the show. I am super excited to talk about that. And big shout out to you, Angie. You put me on to this fabulous 15-minute one eyeshadow look. And I'm singing the praises about it. I can't stop talking about it. Um, but we're going to get into it. The first thing is cultivating a growth mindset. And I just wanted to go over a couple of points here. And if you guys see this on the screen, please screenshot this. Please look at it later because it's going to benefit your life. So let's get into it. First things first is cultivating a growth mindset, understanding the difference. So let's talk about a fixed mindset. Okay. A fixed mindset believes abilities are innate and unchangeable. So failure is seen as proof of incompetence. That's when you have a fixed mindset. And that's the one that we don't want to have, meaning I failed, I'm not able to do it, I'm incompetent, I'm not a great singer, I'm not a great coach, I'm not a great makeup artist. Like if you don't succeed in one place or if you don't succeed at one thing, then you just say, yeah, I'm not good at that. But now that we're glowing up, we're going to go into the growth mindset. We went from fixed to now the growth mindset. So the growth mindset believes that abilities can be developed through dedication, okay, and hard work. Also, failure is seen as an opportunity to learn from growth. And I love that. And I have this saying, Angie, we talked before that uh, even if you fall, you're still falling forward. So it's never failure, and you can learn from that. So I wanted to just, top of the morning, and talk about a fixed mindset and a growth mindset, and how that can benefit you. What do you think about that, Ange?
To piggyback off what you're saying, for those of us who are, or for those of you who have a fixed mindset, you're not going to feel positive every day, but thinking positive, you will retrain your brain to think about things, and you're not going to get it right every day. So the goal, why you don't want to be in a fixed mindset, the goal is really to have more days where you're thinking positively than you are thinking negatively. It takes 21 days to form a habit. So you just have to discipline yourself. Working out your mind is like working out your body. You're not always going to feel like having a positive thought or thinking about it. You may have a growth mindset thought and may not believe it yet, but the whole point is to be disciplined and train yourself so that eventually you will start to believe from the growth mindset and not the fixed mindset. And don't beat yourself up when there is a setback, because as Eb was mentioning, setbacks are part of life. It's how you come back from it. You fall 7 times, you get up 8. And I really love what you said about if you fall, you're falling forward, because even if you're going slow, you're still making progress.
Yep, and that's one thing about it. I love to say even when you fall, you falling forward, and a setback ain't nothing but a setup for success. And this
Yes.
is why we go live. This is why we're doing this and giving you. We are humans. We've all had setbacks, but it's a setup for success. So you want to make sure you're going live in your life with moving forward. Just, okay, it didn't happen. Well, some things may not be for me, but moving on, let's talk about embracing challenges. I
Yes.
know a couple of people just left. We're talking about embracing challenges because it can be difficult. But here's the thing: view challenges as an opportunity for learning and improvement, not threats to your self-worth. And that really hit me hard when I was doing research, and I was reading and putting this thing together. It was like, some things we can take as a personal threat to our self-worth, and we start to bring ourselves down. But a challenge is nothing but an opportunity. God is stretching you. And I wanted to go ahead and showcase this verse, while we at the top of the show. And I love this. I was in my Bible app today, and it says, Exodus 20:8, remember to observe the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. You have to reserve that day to keep it holy for you and God. It's 24 hours. Just make sure that this is the day for me and God. The Sabbath day is usually for some religions is Saturday, some is Sunday. But reserve that day for you and God. Because when you do that, you will stop taking things personally and take things purposefully. So embrace challenge. View challenges as opportunity for learning and improvement. The next thing is actively seek out new challenges and step out of your comfort zone. We cannot get anywhere when we're doing the same thing and expecting different results. If you want to be an engineer, go for it. Start hanging around some engineers, volunteer, sign up for some courses. Step out of your comfort zone, because that's where your success is going to come from. So I wanted to share that with you guys and just talk about embracing challenges. And I'll go ahead and throw it over to you, Angie.
Yeah, so what I wanted to say about embracing challenges is identifying your thoughts and your feelings and understanding that you are not what's the saying, your feelings aren't facts. So
No.
you want to get into the habit of, you can have these challenging thoughts or these thoughts where you feel like it is your reality, but the important thing is not to stay there. You can be there and acknowledge that that's how you feel, but separate that from you, because as Ebony was mentioning earlier, your failure, if you fail, and really it's a setback, it's not a failure, right? Because when you fail, it's just something that happened. It's not somebody that you are. And that's the key piece with all of this is, separating yourself from your feelings and realizing that, because we identify with our feelings, and rather than saying, I'm experiencing anger, or I feel a little bit angry, we'll say I'm an angry person, or I'm just angry. And how you talk about those things is super, super important. And that's another thing that's going to contribute to that mindset of when you do get into a challenging situation. And the most important thing I wanted to say too is that nobody grows where it's comfortable. So even if it is something that's a setback for you and something that you are going through, just realize that things happen, and there is a way to bounce back from it, and that's what builds your resilience up, and that's what contributes to your growth mindset.
And when you said nobody grows, I like what you said. Nobody grows through comfortability. Is that what you
Where
just
it's
said?
nobody grows where it's comfortable.
Yeah, nobody grows when it's comfortable. When you said that, I thought about a plant, because we are all seeds. God made us seeds. And Angie, I think you got your beautiful mustard seed necklace on today.
I do.
Oh,
I don't know
it's
if y'all
so
can see it.
pretty. But I thought about a plant and the process that it goes through to come out of the soil. It's a little seed and it starts with branches, little vines and roots. Then it has to peek up through the soil. And even though it came out the soil, it still has predators that's after it. It's a small little plant,
Yeah.
and predators, aka challenges, it still has to go through some challenges. It still got to get past some ladybugs. It still got to get past some grasshoppers. It still got to get past some little baby rabbits that want to come and eat it up. But I just thought about that when you said that, and we are plants. God, if you look at my medical mind, if we look at our bodies and our nervous systems and we look like a plant in the inside. And I would encourage you guys to just take a look at that later. But moving on, we're going to talk about focusing on effort and process.
Yes.
The E and F, the E and P. EP, all day effort and process. Acknowledge that success comes from consistent effort and a focus on the process and learning and improving. Also, celebrate your process and acknowledge the value of hard work. We want to focus on our efforts. We want to focus on our process. Even if we started, it's new year, new me, new things. People are going to the gym. People are doing all the things, which is fine. But even if you go for a week and you stop, why don't you celebrate the fact that I went for a week last year? I didn't step in the gym not one time. Or I didn't go outside and walk not one time for 10 minutes. So focus on your efforts and your progress, and also celebrate it. A lot of us ain't taking the time out to celebrate ourselves. I celebrate me, and it used to be a bit difficult for me to do that because I felt like I was being cocky and braggadocious. But no, I come to realize that I was actually taking care of myself when I'm celebrating those efforts and process and those accomplishments. And I used to want to go and share it with everybody. I do have my selective people and mentors that I share with now, but I celebrate with myself first before I go and celebrate with somebody else. So Angie, I wanted to pass that on to you as we're talking about, efforts and process and celebrating that.
Yeah, for sure. So all of what we're talking about is the effort with learning to change your thought patterns and learning to acknowledge that you feel the feels, but not making those feelings who you are as a person or making it mean something against you as a person. An effort and progress. Is that what you said? What's the
Yes,
P?
efforts and the
Process.
P, effort and process. Yep, your
Yes, effort
process.
and
Yep.
effort and process. And so what I wanted to say towards that too is that realizing that when you are building skills and you're getting the tools such as the ones that we're sharing today, people are often under the misconception that learning how to go about thinking and things like that it's a cure-all, and it's not. The whole point of all of this, which is the most important part of the processes and the tools don't fix anything. They help you manage to the best of your ability, because your goal is to be the healthiest version of yourself that you can be, so that you are having the best quality of life that you can. And the process is where the growth happens, and learning to stop. And like you were saying, you know if you have a doctor's appointment coming up, celebrate the fact that you made the doctor's appointment. It might have took you 2 weeks to make that doctor's appointment, or 6 months, but the fact that you even made that doctor's appointment, that's a win. And in my house, I like to say that there's no such thing as a small win. We take all the dubs in my house. There's no win is bigger than another. If you accomplished something, that's a win. If you got dressed and got out of bed today, that's a win. If you had a negative thought but you got past it, that's a win. If you only celebrated with yourself and didn't tell nobody because you decided for yourself you wasn't going to tell nobody, that's a win. So part of the process, like you said, is slowing down and taking the wins and celebrate. We have a tendency as people to not celebrate because as soon as we accomplish something or we get a dub, we want to hurry up and get to the next dub. But there's dubs in the celebration. So that's what we have to also keep in mind as we're going along on this journey of mindset.
Yeah, can we stop for a minute and savor some stuff? Like, we be moving so fast. Like, we don't even, enjoy things like we used to. And that's part of, your mindset and manifestation and personal growth. Personal growth, you take the time out to enjoy, you savor the meal. You don't go and just dive right into a steak. Even when you cook a good steak, if you go to a steakhouse or if you're cooking a steak, after that steak is done, you're supposed to let it rest. That's when you get the best flavor out of a rest piece of steak. It's incredible. And I love that you said that. Like, we get the first dub and then we want to move on to the next one. And I can identify because that was me. Because I'm like, I got to be consistent. I got to stay hot. I don't have to do anything but take care of myself. Like, I am the currency. It's me. God made me to show up in this moment. So I'm grateful. And let's talk about learning from feedback. Oh my God. Professionals, calling all professionals, those in the back. You got to learn. And I'm talking to you people in the back too. Learn from feedback. View feedback, both positive and negative, as valuable information for growth. You want feedback. A lot of top tier companies do this. That's why they ask you for these surveys. This is why they're calling you and asking about how was your experience. This is top tier valuable information for growth, personal and professional. And be open to constructive criticism and use it to improve yourself. I think that has been one of the best things that I have been using for the last 4 years now is constructive criticism, and I take it and I use it to improve whatever I'm working on or whatever I got going on. So yeah, learning from feedback. What do you think about that, Ange?
I think that that's a very important point to make because a lot of us can get into the mindset. A lot of us are in the mindset that any feedback is bad feedback. And because there are people who it's hard for them to self-reflect when they get feedback, everything sounds like an attack. But there really is and I used to be one of those people, guilty as charged. What I have learned and what other people, must learn is that if you feel a certain way again, that's okay. But just understand that feedback is an opportunity for you to learn what you need to do better. People aren't always giving you feedback because you're doing something wrong. Sometimes they're giving you feedback on how to improve upon the skills that you're already displaying. And we do take feedback because we don't get to hear what we want to hear. We want to hear that we're the greatest thing since sliced bread, and that may not be the case. You may be making these mistakes. And that's where you take accountability. And that's another word I want to throw out here when we're talking about feedback or any of this is you're going to have to be accountable, hold yourself accountable for a lot when you are working on your growth mindset and trying to establish healthy habits and celebrating wins and taking feedback and constructive criticism. There's a lot of accountability in that. And so that's what I have to share about that.
And accountability in a lot of situations is the cure. Word up. That's the shirt. Accountability is the cure. We need to be jotting this down. Yeah, and I love that. Moving on, and then we're going to.
No, it's okay. I was just going to say accountability is not blame. For those out there who are like, oh, accountability, they hate that word. Accountability is not blame. It is just you realizing how you contributed to a situation. It takes two for a situation, for an interaction to happen. So I just wanted to put that little last pin in the button.
And Mary had a little, and that's why Mary had a little lamb. You heard what she said. She said what she said. The next thing is finding inspiration. I think this is my favorite one because I love to be inspired. I love to inspire. Is finding inspiration. Read biographies of successful people who overcome obstacles and surround yourself with people who have a growth mindset. You want to be around these people. Like I want to be around Angie. Angie knows how to surround herself with people who have a growth mindset. And my best, she knows, she reads biographies. She likes to be around successful people who have overcome, obstacles. And I say this a lot, if I want to become a lawyer, I don't hang out with plumbers. It doesn't mean that the plumbers are not important, but they can't show me how to pass the bar. So you want to get around people who knows how to overcome obstacles and move forward. And also you want to be able to read biographies. Start putting things in your mind, downloading things, seek out people who have been there, done that, wrote a book and still living it day by day. So finding inspiration is super important. And I'm going to throw it over to you, Angie, before we go into a music break, because we going to own it with Cecily Minot Jones, baby.
Yeah, no worries. I like everything that you said. And something else that I just wanted to add to that real quick is that another way to inspire yourself is stop hanging around people who don't inspire you. Sometimes that means leaving the friend group. Sometimes leaving the friend group or even your family members. Sometimes maybe you got that cousin that's your BFF, but that person's, not inspiring or super negative, or they're trying to tell you that your dreams ain't going to work. Stop hanging around environments and people who don't inspire you. And that's not to say you can't love them from a distance, but you have to be intentional about that.
Mm-hmm. And you need to leave them people alone.
For real.
It's your girl Diva Ebony B, and with the queen here, Angie B. You're now tuned in live to the Glow Up Show every other Saturday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to take a music break and be inspired by Own It by Cecily Minot Jones. Let's go.
One of these girls is doing her own thing. One of these girls is not the same. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Any money, more rich one day. But listen what this song say. I gotta do things my own way. I'm gonna own it. I'm own it. I own it. That's right, I'm own it. I'm gonna own it. I'm own it. I own it. That's right, I own it. One of these girls is doing her own thing. One of these girls is not the same. One of these girls is doing her own thing. Now it's time to say my name. I'm on it. I'm gonna own it. I'm on it. I own it. That's right, I own it.
Big shout out to Cecily Minot Jones. She's going to be here on Diva. Well, she's going to be on Diva Spot Podcast Lounge on the 18th. We're excited to interview her and talk about all the amazing things that she has done. She got a few movies that she is dropping this year, and one of them is the hit list. So big shout out to Cecily. We are owning it here on the Glow Up Show. You got to own this glow up, baby. You can't be out here talking about you glowing up if you ain't owning it now. Let's walk confidently in this thing. You guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We look forward to getting your feedback. We are not above feedback, and we're talking about your mindset, manifestation, and personal growth. These are 3 things that you need for a great glow up this year. How can you glow up if you don't check your mindset? How could you move forward if you're not manifesting things? And the third one is your personal growth. This is for you. This is for your personal growth. So I am excited to share on this topic. And let's go ahead and get into it, man. And we got a really dope look. We got a 15-minute look to share with you guys at the end of the show. So stay tuned for that. I know the girlies are waiting, but let's talk about the power of positive affirmation. Can we speak positive? Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself to reprogram your subconscious mind. They work by influencing your thoughts, your beliefs, and your behaviors. So instead of saying like, I'm just a regular smegular degular girl, I'm not. I'm creative. I'm positive. I'm open for change. I love feedback. So, one thing about those positive affirmations, and I'm going to go through these real quickly, is 1, keep them short and concise. Make sure they are easy to remember and repeat. Use present tense like I am confident instead of I will be confident. No, I am confident. Show up as that girl. Show up as that guy. Own that thing. Present tense. Like, own that thing. You have to own it. I am a millionaire. I am a great mother. I am an incredible husband. I am an outstanding wife. That I am is so powerful. And we see it so many times in the Bible. I am who I said I am. Even God said it. And did he not? Is he not? And the next one is make them personal and specific. Tailor them to your individual goals and desires. The third one is focus on positive emotions. Like Angie said, use words like happy, joyful, and successful. The fourth one is write them down and place them where you see them often. Also record them and listen to them throughout the day. And the last one is believe in their power. You can do all this, but if you do not believe in the power of positive affirmations, it's a waste of time. So consistency is key. Believe in the power of your words and their ability to create positive change. So, keep them short, make it personal, focus on the positive emotions, write them down, record them, and believe in the power of the words. What do you got to give some feedback on that? The power of positive affirmations. Angie B.
I love that. I love and positive affirmations do work. Just a couple of tips I want to throw out about it is for those of you struggling, because I know you've encountered people too, Ebony, that they're like, well, positive affirmations don't work, or I don't know how to do positive affirmations. I'm going to give you an exercise to try, and I'm going to challenge you for those of you who we've heard what positive affirmations sound like, but if you're not really sure or you don't believe it, I would give you an exercise that I actually got from Roxy Talk. So shout out to Roxy. And I did this myself, and it was a game changer for me. If you're having a hard time coming up with affirmations about yourself, make a list of all your beliefs about yourself, whether they came from yourself or people in your childhood or the media, wherever those messages that you have about yourself came from, explore those and write them all down. And then for each negative thought or each thing that is hard to create an affirmation for, create a positive affirmation for it. So if you heard as a kid, you're not good enough, then you would write that belief down. And then on the other side of the paper, because you're making two lists of the thoughts and then the affirmations, then your affirmation would be, I am good enough. If you heard as a kid, you would never amount to anything, you would write that in the column on the left, and then on the right hand side, you would write, I am capable. And so that's a way to identify what those beliefs are, because that's going to help you figure out why you're having such a hard time creating positive affirmations. And the other thing about it too is it's repetition. So when you first start saying affirmations, you may not believe them, but the repetition of doing it all the time is what builds the discipline, and that is what is going to help you. I used to have sticky notes all over my bathroom mirror, but sticky notes become unsticky after a while. And then something else I wanted to throw out that I actually do all the time now is when I don't feel like saying positive affirmations or I'm having a particularly tough day, I play songs. I play songs that make me feel good about myself. And I don't mean like, Megan the Stallion, shout out to her. No shade to her. But I'm just saying, like,
No shade.
I shared with Ebony a song this morning. It's by Lady AC. It's called Manifest That, SHIT. I don't want to say the word, but it's a really positive beat, and it's talking about manifestation. And I do this and I get it. I get money like this, or I'm focused on this, because those will make you feel good. It'll release your endorphins. And then that will help you create affirmations too, because you're hearing other people talk about affirmations for themselves or what success feels like for them. So songs work too.
I mean, Angie, you hitting that thing right on the nose. You absolutely right. Wow. I mean, music has the power to change your mood instantly. Like, even when I'm at work, we get to wear earbuds, and I've been listening to on Spotify the Kingdom Come playlist, and it's dope. It sounds like R&B, but it's gospel music. So when I'm listening to it, I'm like, this sounds like R&B. So I'm going through the day, I'm grooving and whatnot, but it's gospel music. And then maybe by the end of the shift, I'm listening to Kendrick Lamar's album right now. But it's just the music is helping me continue to stay focused, stay motivated, and be inspired. So I love that, Angie. You're right. And I love what you said about making a list, because a lot of us have some things that someone who has been significant to us said, you're not beautiful enough. You're not smart enough. You're not good enough. You ain't nothing but, a high school dropout, or you ain't gonna be nothing but a baby mom, or you ain't gonna be nothing but a felon. Whatever they said, combat that with positive things to say about yourself. So that's a great exercise. And I'm gonna use that as well throughout my daily life. And then I'm going to encourage my family to do so. So thank you for that, Angie. Now we're talking about the power of positive affirmations and how to go about it. But now we're going to get into our next is manifesting your dreams. Manifesting your dreams. Set clear goals. 1, define your goals specifically and write them down. And use the SMART method. I love this SMART method. SMART. Be specific. S. Measurable. Make sure they're measurable. You can measure this. And then they are achievable. Okay. And re-innovate and irrelevant to your life. And you put a time limit on it. They're time bound. So they're specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. And I made a digital poster board. I know a lot of people was having poster board parties at the beginning of the year. You can have a vision board party anytime you want to, or a vision board night. But I did this one on Canva. I've been using Canva. I love it. And it started off on my phone, but it went to Canva. So I wanted to share with you guys on today my vision board here. And it just got a couple of things that I see my vision into the future. 2025 and in the future. And of course, the first one is love. Continuing to fall more deeper in love with my husband and grow with him in this life. So the first one is love for me. And then the second one is my home, San Antonio. Um, I'm looking forward to moving to San Antonio and getting closer to the water and the beaches. I love to travel and I love different places. It's probably why I don't own a house right now because I love to travel and I'm not ready for the responsibility of owning a home right now, but that's in the near future. So, and the next one is a sunset dinner cruise. I'm definitely going on a cruise. I've made it my business to cruise now every year or go on a 3-day or a 7-day cruise for Mother's Day. So I'm looking to bring my family with me this year on a cruise in May and have a sunset dinner cruise, a sunset dinner with my family. And the next one, believe it or not, is kayaking. I had the opportunity to do this when I was in Washington and I chickened out. So no chickening out this year. And after that is buzzing with life. This is a picture of me at the Action Children Business Pop-Up Shop Business Fair. And I've done about 4 or 5 of them last year, and I'm looking to do even more of them to just to connect with the youth and connect with the community through entrepreneurship by providing safe spaces for them to sell their products and build their brand. After that, that's a picture of Maine. That's on the list. I definitely want to be in Maine, do a travel visit this year at a lighthouse. I want to stay in a house next to the lighthouse on the water in Maine. So looking forward for that. The Green Bay Packers, go Pack Go. We're going to be playing the Eagles tomorrow. So I'm looking to go this year to the Lambeau Field in Wisconsin, so Burrillville, and see one of the games. I just want to go to Wisconsin to see a Green Bay Packers game at the stadium. After that is workout. Continue to up my exercise routine. I'm good at walking for 30 minutes. Angie had me out walking for an hour one day. We were on the phone. It was incredible. And I walked the whole hour, didn't even realize it. We were just praising and worshiping and talking about God. And before I knew it, I was an hour in. I said, hallelujah. The next one is to learn a new language. I want to learn Spanish, which I'm going to. I'm making it, again, listening to the headphones all day is learning a new language. I think it would benefit me living in San Antonio, and it also would benefit me with working with those who are in some patients and whatnot. I have a patient now at the facility, and he speaks no English. But I would like to be bilingual and offer that, and I think that's the benefit. The next one down here is real estate. I'm looking to purchase some real estate in the near future. Like I said, you guys, I'm traveling, but it's not out of the cards. I'm definitely going to purchase some real estate on a professional and personal level. And then the next thing is read more of the word, read more of my Bible, not just have the Bible, but down there's a notebook. There's a notebook for writing and journaling to God. There's a Bible, and then there's devotional. All three, I want to hit more areas and spending more time with God through devotionals and journaling, reading and learning more about him. The next one is the money, gaining some capital to support my businesses. And earning it and growing it. And that hand has a little money sign that has a tree on it. So I'm going to earn and grow capital for the businesses that God is going to use to bless others and not just myself. And as well as grow my businesses. This is Nurse Glamming right here. This is something that I've been working on for the last 2020. So the last 5 years now, it's been in the work. I'm still pregnant with this baby, and that's fine because I don't want to deliver prematurely unless God is delivering that baby. And the last one here is it's a family, and they're all surrounded in a circle. I look forward to spending more time and having more family gatherings with my nephews and my nieces and my aunts and my cousins and my friends. And that's why I'm moving closer to San Antonio, so I can be closer with we're all moving in that area so we can spend more time with each other. But I encourage you guys, and I'm going to manifest everything that's on this vision board every day. This is the only thing that will be in my mind I'll be talking about. It's going to be on my tablet. It's going to be the screensaver on my tablet, on my phone, and my desktop. And I'm going to print it out so it can go on my mirror in my bathroom, my car dashboard, and the refrigerator, the places that I frequent. So manifesting your dreams, you got to have your goals in front of you, write them down. You need to see it, and you need to be clear on a vision, because if you don't have a vision or directions, you're going to get thrown off track. Something is going to try to derail you or distract you. D&D. Derail or distract. So I wanted to share that with you guys. And Angie, I'll throw it over to you, babes.
Yeah, I love your vision board. That's beautiful, and it's really ambitious, which I love, and I wouldn't expect anything less from you. Uh, not digitally displayed, but I also have a vision board. Mine is a prayer board, actually. And they are things that I'm praying for this year. And I know the Bible says faith without works is dead. So I know that in addition to manifesting, as it sounds like there was the running theme in your vision board, I'm going to have to put some work towards this. I'm going to have to put some effort. And I know it's going to be a process towards manifesting it. And so some of the things on my prayer board are to get more intimate with the Lord and learn the Bible more intimately and build my relationship with the Lord. I'm also praying to understand how forgiveness works so that I can learn to forgive. And what does that look like? And what does it mean? And the other things is, just praying for restoration. There are a lot of relationships in my life that I would like to see restored. There are a lot of relationships in my life that I would just like to grow deeper that are already in the works. My prayers are not just for things that I haven't seen manifest yet, but they are for things that I know that have also manifested, but wanting to get better at. And so, really, my prayer board is things that I want to accomplish, but in 2025. And I know that I have to be the one intentional about, pulling my Bible out, looking for the scriptures, and obedience. And there's a lot of people that I know who have chosen a word for 2025, or the Lord has given them, the word for 2025. And my word is obedience. I don't know what that looks like. And me and my sisters in the faith were talking a few days ago about how obedience is not comfortable, because God will really have you doing things you don't want to do, or he'll have you speaking things you don't really want to speak, but you have to be obedient. And I have seen in the short time that I've been intentional, 2025 has only been here for 5 minutes, but since I've been intentional about being obedient and exploring that, I've seen the Lord move in my life. I really have. And really, my spiritual life is what I want to cultivate more of this year. I'm praying for a more intentional spiritual life. And that's not just with God, but in also how I treat people too. So that's what is on my prayer board. And when I do get it finished, we can circle back and you guys can see it later on.
Oh yeah, that's super inspiring. I love a good prayer board. I think that's really good. I love that, and that's something that you can't go wrong with. I'm praying for these things, and I'm dependent on God for it. And that's great feedback. That I have the vision board, but am I intentional about praying for that, and also being humble in those places and going through the challenges that I need to experience everything on the board. So I love that. That is awesome. See the glow up. Let's talk about overcoming limited beliefs.
Yes.
Overcoming limiting beliefs. Pay attention to your inner dialogue. What are you saying to yourself? What is that Debbie Dowder saying to you? What are you speaking in your mind? Because what you say it may come to manifestation. It will show up in your life. Identify negative thoughts and beliefs that are holding you back. Oh, I used to be a hood chick. I came from the hood. Oh, I came from, parents who were addicted to drugs. Oh, I came from a abusive, what are you saying? Like identifying the things that's holding you back. Oh, I don't have a high school diploma, or I don't have a business degree, or I don't have this and I don't have that. But what does God have for us? The next one is challenging your limited beliefs. challenge what that belief is saying to you, you know. And one of the ways to do that, another way to do that, is question the validity of these beliefs. I remember Angie saying that before, like, have you really questioned, have you really seen if this is, you know, is this cap or not? Like, do these beliefs really show up in your life? You know, and are they based on facts and assumptions? I love what Angie said that. She said, is this a fact or is this an assumption that you coming up with? And it's just having that in your mindset, asking yourself these questions. And again, screenshot this so you can overcome limited beliefs. Gather evidence that contradicts these beliefs. Get the evidence, get the facts, because somebody can say, "Oh, you're not a great mom. Oh, you're not a beautiful person. Oh, you're a brokey." You know, but gather the evidence. Am I broke or is my bills just paid? Let's think about it, because there's a difference between being broke and bills paid. Bills paid is not broke, honey. Replace limited beliefs with empowering beliefs. Love that. Replace negative self-talk with positive affirmations. This is what Angie was telling us in the beginning. Focus on your strengths and accomplishment. Seek support. Talk to a trusted friend, a mentor, or a therapist. I'm going to say that again. Your trusted friend most likely is God. Your mentor is most likely is God. And your therapist is most likely is God. But he does use his wonderful people like me and you out here to be ushers into things and be support and guides. So talk to a trusted friend, mentor, or therapist, or a life coach, or health and wellness coach. Talk to a coach. Talk to Angie. Hit her up. There it is. Go ahead, check her out. Go to the site. She's empowering minds. She's transforming futures. She's purpose. She's driven, coaching for success, for sustainable success. Hit Angie up with coaching with a purpose. We gonna give you the tools. You're gonna get there. Don't worry about it. We got you. Now the next thing is going down this fabulous list is to share your challenges and receive support and guidance. Practice self-compassion. Be compassionate. How are we out here being compassionate for everybody else and we ain't having no compassion and grace for our own self? Be kind to yourself and treat yourself with understanding and forgiveness. I forgive me. I forgive me. I forgive me. I forgive myself. One exercise that I did do when I got to Washington, I think it was like a year in, and I would go in the mirror and I would start forgiving. I would say, Ebony, I forgive you for this. I forgive you for being verbally and physically abusive. I forgive you for being a hothead. I forgive you for being out there in them streets doing what you ain't supposed to be doing, what God didn't call you to do. I forgive you for mismanaging money. I forgive you for those things, and now that I'm talking, when I was saying this in the mirror, it was very hurtful. And some days I was able to be strong and look myself in the eye and say it. And some days I couldn't look at myself. Some days I had to ugly cry. But every day I got up as much as possible and forgave myself for something that I might have been embarrassed about or disappointed about. And one day I went to the mirror and I didn't have myself anything to forgive myself for in that season. And that made me feel great about that. And it made me feel great about what God is doing. So I encourage you, look yourself in the mirror first. Like Michael Jackson said, talk to the man in the mirror, because the man in the mirror wants to hear from you. And last but not least, acknowledge that everyone makes mistakes and that it's okay to not be perfect. For the people in the back, everybody makes mistakes and it's okay not to be perfect. Angie, I'm going to throw it over to you, love.
I'm just reflecting on the tools that you've shared about overcoming limiting beliefs, because those are really powerful. Really powerful. And I'd like what you said about just really sitting with yourself and exploring and looking in the mirror. And what I was thinking about when you were talking about that is, and I want to say it because it's important. A lot of people have a hard time with affirmations and overcoming limited beliefs because of the feelings that are attached to that. And so when you're learning to forgive yourself, I hear shame, I hear, lack of worthiness, all of these self-limiting beliefs. And I know that in the men's group that I work with, we do have a mirror exercise where I take the mirror and I go around to each guy, and it's just a little mirror. And the question that's written on the mirror is, what do you see? And immediately, some guys turn their whole body away from the mirror because they can't see themselves. And so, a couple of things that I want to share with you guys to that effect is that you want to acknowledge that you have self limiting beliefs. And if you are having shame or, lack of self worthiness or grief or whatever the emotion is, name it. That's how you acknowledge it. You name it. And then you want to commit to changing those beliefs, because you have to commit to the process. That's what you're committing to. And it's going to be uncomfortable. There are going to be days where you don't feel like doing the work. There are going to be days where you don't feel like praying, or you don't believe the affirmations that you're saying. But again, it goes back to that repetition of just doing it. And another exercise. And so acknowledgement of your emotions, and then committing to changing your belief system. And there's a whole theory around it. It's called acceptance and commitment therapy. But you can really just go into, the premises behind that, because that's really what you're doing when you're looking in the mirror. You're acknowledging that you need to forgive yourself. You're acknowledging that you feel all of these different ways. And so I really do encourage you, even if you start with one topic, maybe your self-limiting beliefs that you're overcoming aren't about yourself. Maybe you're overcoming self-limiting beliefs about money, or your relationships with money, or your ability to be successful. And so I would encourage you to start with one topic and go back to that exercise that we talked about a little bit earlier. Write down all of the messages, all of the things that you think about money, for example. And then on the other side of the paper, you want to write down positive affirmations. But you also want to explore, because, like, even in my own work with myself and with my clients, what you will find when you do exercises like that is what your beliefs are and what your family system beliefs are. Because a lot of your beliefs come from your family systems, and a lot of your limiting beliefs come from your family systems, or what your mother believes, or what your father believes, or what you saw them do, or encounters that you saw, your parents have out in the world, or maybe experiences you have had out in the world. So separating your beliefs from your family system beliefs is really, really important, because that's another way to regain autonomy. Because when you are young and you do have all of these self-limiting beliefs that came out of childhood, they're so enmeshed with everyone else that you don't realize you have autonomy over your own thoughts. And it's okay to think differently than your family does, you know. And one of the things that was really eye-opening for me when I did this exercise with myself is realizing the beliefs that my mother had about men and what my beliefs were about men. And they were completely different. Now, there were some behaviors that I learned that I mimicked, that we all do. We all mimic behaviors because they're learned, right? But the beliefs are where you start to break that down and identify, well, what's mine and what belongs to other people? This ain't even my self-limiting belief. This is my mama's self-limiting belief, you know? And so sitting down, like getting to that level with yourself, and you have to be honest with yourself. The only way out is through. And so you can overcome self-limiting beliefs. And one example I want to give you of that that's a little bit lighter is who thinks they're a scholar at math, right? So we all sit down and say, oh, I suck at math. I'm not good at math. Math is not where I shine. That's what I told myself in college. But I made a decision. I can't pass this math class with that attitude. So even though my experience with math had been that I really wasn't great at math, I really didn't have strong math skills, I acknowledged that that was true for me, but I also committed to having a tutor. I committed to watching YouTube videos. I committed to asking questions of my professor so that I could make sure that I understood what was being asked of me in the assignment. And then I went and sought out the answers. And I did overcome my limiting beliefs about math. Am I a math scholar now? Absolutely not. But I learned what I needed to learn to get over math. And I no longer have a fear of math. And that was the important part, because I was telling myself those things because I had a fear of math. So when you do these exercises, you're going to unlock your feelings about it. And that is what's going to help you to change your beliefs about it, and to empower you to go ahead and have these affirmations so that you can be successful and manifest your dreams. Thank
Oh,
you.
and I love that. And thank you, Angie, so much for sharing it. You're absolutely right. And just to recap, we thank you guys for being here. You're now tuned in live to the Glow Up Show. Ebony B and Angie B. We really enjoy you guys being here for this hour. And if you're catching a replay, we really enjoy you. Make sure you like, subscribe to the page, and make sure you follow us on Instagram, Coaching with a Purpose, coaching_ with the purpose. Right? Is that right, Angie?
Yep, on Instagram. And then if you're hitting me up just to my website, it's coachwithpurpose.org.
Okay. I love that. And then follow me on Instagram as well with Diva Ebony B. We got some really good perks on our Instagram for us to share as well. Later on, we're going to share a look with you guys, but we definitely want to respect your time while you're here and respect ours. And just to do a little recap, we're talking about mindset, manifestation, and personal growth. This is extremely important. We're going into this new year. We're talking about new year, new us, new things. Some people don't even make New Year's resolutions anymore. They just get better at where they are. And that is definitely fine. I think that is awesome for us to do so. And then let's go ahead and recap on what we've already talked about. And the first thing that we were talking about in the beginning is cultivating a mindset. Understand the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. We're going to go ahead and do some work and embrace some challenges. Focus on our efforts and our process. Trust the process, you guys, and learn from the feedback. Do not take everything as a personal attack. You want feedback. Top tier companies do this all the time to improve themselves and improve their services, products, and overall. And then you want to find inspiration. Like Angie said, find inspiration in the music, find inspiration in writing, find inspiration. You want to be in a place where you are being inspired and also inspiring, because you can't inspire somebody if you're not inspired by something. So read some biographies and of successful people who have overcome obstacles. We definitely want to do that. The next thing that we talked about is the power of positive affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat for yourself to reprogram your subconscious mind. They work by influencing your thoughts and your beliefs and your behaviors. And you're going to see a great improvement in yourself with these positive affirmations. And Angie dropped the jewel on us, and she listed, what was the name of the song in the Queen says?
Oh, her name is Lady AC, and it's called Manifest That, SHIT.
And I'm going to be listening to that today. And then the next point that we talked about is manifesting your dreams. Set clear goals. Even if you have to get it, sit down with yourself, take some time off, cut the phone off, let everybody know, like, listen, in the house, I'm about to do something. I just need to set some goals for myself. Define your goals specifically and write them down, and use the SMART method. S, be specific about the goal that you want to complete. M, measurable. Make sure it's measurable. Make sure it's something that you can measure with what you already have, what you can use for it. And then that it's achievable. I'm not going to say I want to be I'm not saying that I can't be the president of the United States, because I can, but I want to set some goals that's achievable for me right now. And also that those that are relevant to my life right now, relevant to improving me personally, professionally, spiritually, emotionally, whatever that is. And also make sure there's a time bound on it. If you are looking, like Angie said, 21 days, to change a habit. It's 21 days to develop a habit. Put 21 on them. Put 2 weeks, whatever it is, but make sure you put a time bound limit on it so you won't be saying I'm going to walk for 30 minutes and it's 3 years later. No, boo. We're not doing that. We're glowing up. Okay. We're getting some accountability in this. And then overcoming limiting beliefs. Pay attention to those inner thoughts. Pay attention to, those identify the negative thoughts and see if it's capped, because a lot of things we say to ourselves is capped. We just saying negative things to ourselves. Nobody has to say anything negative to them. We just rolling up and spending time with the dangerous D's, the cousins, doubt, discouragement, depression. I refuse to allow them to come and visit me. They don't bring nothing to the cookout, so they can't come. I'm not saying that I don't get the urge, but they don't bring nothing to the cookout. So those are my final thoughts. Angie, you got any final thoughts?
Just to keep striving to be your best self, and to keep applying the tools, and speaking of your SMART goals and things that are relevant to what we're talking about, understanding that these tools aren't to make your life perfect. They are just to help you be the best that you can. And so you want to have realistic expectations, and manifesting your dreams is all about manifesting a mindset too. That's how you get there. So that we've dropped a lot of jewels today. We've shared a lot of tools. So yeah, I just want to say, keep being your best, keep doing your best. And if you run into any snags, you can hit me up. And if you want to feel good on the outside too, hit up Diva Ebony B, and we can get your makeup.
We're going to get into. Oh, my bad, Angie. Go ahead, babe.
No, I was just gonna say we can get your makeup and your mind right. Happy Saturday, y'all.
Happy Saturday. Well, we put a little shindig together for you guys, and we hope that you guys are going to enjoy it. Thank you for tuning in to the Glow Up Show with me and Angie. And we're going to break down a 15-minute look for you guys. Me and Angie played in some makeup last night, and it was super fun. So we're going to share it with you guys on today. Let's go. My beautiful host, Angie B, live in the building. So we're going to go in with this 15-minute look. I'm going to show you some advanced tricks, but for beginners, you can go ahead and watch Angie, and we are going to get started. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to the Glow Up Show. So Angie, I'm so grateful that you asked me about doing this look with one eyeshadow, which, believe it or not, was a little bit challenging to me, but it's one eyeshadow, so let's get into it. So first things first, I know, first things first, we are going to start with our base. I hope that you guys have your face cleansed and moisturized, because a cleansed and moisturized face is going to make the difference. So we're going to start with our primer on today. So you can do your moisturizer and your primer. So I use my Mary Kay Time Wise moisturizer, and today I'm going to be using my e.l.f. primer. And Angie, what primer are you using?
Today I'm going to be using my new Jason Wu primer. It was $27, but I got it on sale for $7. So $7 primer.
Still. All right. So we're going to get our primer on our face. And I'm using the Power Grip primer. The primer is going to make sure that your foundation stays in place all day for longer wear throughout the day. So what we're going to do is just take some of that primer and dab it on our forehead, cheeks, and chin. And we are going to blend it all over our face. We can think as primer, like when you're painting, you use the primer before you paint. Now, a lot of paints come with primers, which is a plus. So we're just going to get that all over our face first. All right. Once we get our primer on, we're going to go in with either our foundation or our BB or CC cream, and blend in evenly using a sponge or a brush. I'm going to use the foundation brush. You can use a sponge, a beauty sponge, or a blender. That's fine. And today I'm going to be using the Believe Beauty Skin Foundation in medium to full coverage.
I got some CoverGirl cream powder here that we're going to be using here, and I have this little face pad kind of looking thing that I'm gonna be using to spread the foundation over my face.
So Angie's is cream to powder, and mine is liquid. Yes, ma'am. Angie, let me get us some music while you putting on your foundation. Let me put a little music on in the background.
Yeah, let's get it. A little quick pep in our step.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to and make sure you bring your foundation down to your neckline and on your ears, because you don't want a line. You want it to blend all the way out. You don't want that makeup line. And I only use 2 pumps of liquid foundation because I'm going really light. But however you want the coverage, go for it. Now, at this point, you can use your concealer to cover up blemishes or brighten under your eyes. You don't have to use concealer, but if you want to, you're more than welcome. So I'm going to use my Mary Kay Perfecting Concealer in light bronze.
I'm going to skip this part of the concealer. I don't really have a whole lot to conceal. Not that you do. Your skin is flawless, but the beginners over here, we're not doing that right now.
I'm just going to use this in the corner of my eye and on the end. And I'm using this concealer to just brighten my eye area. And I'm going to take a beauty blender. And I'm going to spray it with a little finishing spray. Get it wet and just tap that in. And I'm going to spray it again, keep it wet, and do the other side.
I'm gonna own it. I'm on it. I owned it. That's right, I'm on it. I'm gonna own it. I'm on it. I own it. That's right, I own it.
All right, I'm satisfied with that. Now we're going to move into our translucent, lightly dust our translucent powder over our T-zone. Your T-zone is your forehead and down the bridge of your nose. And this is going to set what we put there. So again, your T-zone is your forehead and down the bridge of your nose. And I'm using the Mary Kay translucent loose powder. What are you using, Angie?
I have some NYX setting powder that I'm going to be using.
Love it.
What are you going to use your fingers or a brush? What are you using?
I'm going to use, matter of fact, I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to use my setting powder too. I'm just going to use a big fluffy brush.
Right, so I'm going to go ahead and use this brush here.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to lightly dust it. pick some up like this. And then we're going to start bringing it out across our face. And make sure you're being really light with your hand, because you want to dust this all over your face. You want to get all your powder all over. And you can use a big fluffy brush like this. You can use a kabuki brush. This is a kabuki brush. This is all over brush. They do the same thing. So now that we got that even, we done with our base. Let's go on to the next step. All right, ladies, let's get into those brows, honey. Give the brows the wows. So I'm going to grab my eye pencil, which has a spoolie brush on it. And it has a brow pencil on it. Some of you girls may use a brow pomade or powder or however, but it's okay. So I'm just going to take my spoolie and just brush my brows all the way up. And then I'm going to go in with my pencil and just lightly stroke and get my eyebrows to where I prefer them. Remember, your brows are like sisters. They're not twins. But however you like to do it, do it. Shout out to Cecily Jones. This is Own It by Cecily Jones. I love her. She's going to be on Diva Spot soon. But this is just a dope song. Okay. Once you got those brows where you want them to be, just take your spoolie and blend them in. And if you like them right where they're at, leave them. I did the thin, back in the day, rich chick brows. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Now that we got the brows looking good and they're natural, we're going to go to the next one, which is
lashes.
Lashes, baby. Now, right now, I am wearing my natural floss lashes, which is fine. They're just natural lashes. So you can do 2 coats, curl your lashes, and apply 2 coats of mascara for length and volume. So what you see Angie there is she is using her mascara. Remember, when you use your mascara, always twist, not pump, because you're going to dry your mascara out. All of the product is on the rib of the bottle. So never pump, just twist. And apply 2 coats for volume and for length. Well, I like the way this foundation and natural look.
It does look good.
It looks good. Usually I'm like layer, layer, layer. Now, yeah, this the look.
You don't need to cake it on because your skin is so like not that everyone who cakes it on is skin isn't healthy, but you know what I mean. Like you get to see more of your healthy skin.
Mm-hmm.
But there's always that.
That looks good. You look nice and natural. That looks great.
Hey, all right. What's next, Diva?
All right. So what's next after those lashes, honey? We are gonna go into some eyeshadow. Woo-hoo.
You know that's our jam.
Because we're doing a 5-minute look, we're only gonna do one shadow today. So we're not gonna do a lot of different colors. I'm going to be using my Morphe 35Y Aeroscape Artistry palette that I just got. Compliments of my auntie from my Marshall's gift card.
I have this LA Girl Pro palette. See it in the camera. I love these colors.
I know, right?
Ooh, I like yours too. That's really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I like blue at the top. It's popping, sis.
Yeah, I see. That's why I said I don't even know what to do with these, but I'm going to try today. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose a neutral or a shimmery shade, like a bronze, a taupe, a champagne, and you're going to sweep it all over the lid with a flat brush. So I'm using my flat brush here, and this is what the flat brush looks like.
I got this kind of brush.
Yep, your flat brush. And we're just going to put it on the lid. We're not going to go up into the crease or anything, but we're just going to focus on the lid. So the nude color I'm going to use today, I think I'm going to go in with just a neutral, which is called Soul Purpose. And it's going to kind of be like this tan.
I'm going to go in with this shimmery.
Are you doing a shimmer? Or are you doing a nude? Or natural?
I'm going to do a shimmer. You know I like the shimmer. So I'm going to do that one, y'all. Okay.
All right, cool. So let's go ahead and take that color and just focus on our lid. And our lid will be like an almond shape. You got 3 parts of your eyes. This is the lid where Angie is at, the crease, and the brow bone. So let's focus on our lids. And that's why they tell you to use a flat brush. And I'm just going to start patting that color on and building it in. And what you do to one eye, do to the other. That's pretty. All right. And once you get your color on, you're going to start blending it out into your crease. I'm going to take a fluffy brush and I'm just going to go at the top of that color and just start blending it out into my crease. It's really pretty. How you feel about that color?
I like this color.
I like that color too. That looks really good. Okay, now that we've done that, if we want to go a little bit further, well, after we blend it out, we can do a highlight. We can dab the shadow in the inner corners of our and under the brow bone for a brightening effect. But if you don't, if you want to stop here and you're happy, you're more than welcome. I'm going to stop. I'm not going to go any far. I like how it's giving dimension on my eye. I don't need to do any more. And you can go and put that same eye color up under lower eyelash as well. But I'm pretty good right where I'm at.
Oh, you did say that. I did want to do the underneath.
Mm-hmm. You know what I am going to go for, Angie?
Yeah, do it. Just see what the whole thing looks like. Out here looking like the whole shebang.
Right? I'm a dab in the inner corner of my eyes. All right, that looks good. And then I'm going to put a little bit on my brow bone. Okay. And then it's at the inner corner of my eye here, the lower lash line.
That came out real nice. I like that.
You like it? I do too.
It really makes your eyes pop.
Yeah. Okay, boo. The best 15 minutes we ever had.
You over there.
Okay, now that we've done that, let's move to the next step.
Blush.
And that's going to be some blush. Hush it and blush it. Okay. I got a blush brush here. This is my Mary Kay cheek blush. And it's on an angle. And then you can use a cream blush or a soft, like a cream blush, like a soft pink or peach powder blush for a glow. Just lightly sweep that same, or you can use it for a glow. You can use that lightly sweep that same eyeshadow on the high points of your cheekbone as a highlighter. But I'm just going to use this liquid blush that I got. It actually came in threes. It came in a blush, a contour, and a highlight. So a chocolate, gold, and a peach. So
that's cute.
I'm going to use this one. It's a liquid one, and this thing says off and on. But I'm only going to use a little bit. Like, I'm just going to dab like that, like 2 of those for myself.
I'm just in my Mary Kay palette over here using this color over here on the side.
Oh, that is the Carper Glow and Mary Kay. I love that.
Yeah, I'm
just going to pull that in.
Color too.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And when you put your blush on, I like to smile. I got them chipmunk cheeks. So, and I just dab it in, so I can get, and what you want to do, Angie, when you got your brush, take your fingers and start to blend that out. And smile and just dab. There you go. And you want to get it here and just dab it out. You don't want to rub it, just dab it out so it can blend right into that look. That way it'll be more soft and subtle. like little kisses. How you feel about that? You like?
You're so funny. Like little angel kisses.
Like little angel kisses. We just blended it out on the cheek. And you're glowing too. I can already see it. I love it.
Can you see it?
Yep. Turn to the side for me. I want to blend that in a little bit more. Yep. You want to blend your. Yep. Just blend it in. Don't be afraid. Blend that thing and give it little circles. Yeah. Just a little blend and blend it into your cheeks. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Now we're going to move on to some right here at the bottom, Angie. Blend up a little bit more.
Right here?
So you just don't want the mark. Can you see how it's kind of stippling right up under your cheekbone? There we go.
Okay.
All right. Now, last but not least, we're going to go in with those juicy lips. Apply a tinted lip balm, gloss, or a nude lipstick for a polish. You can use whatever you like. Ooh, what is that? I got it today.
Angie? Don't get me to lying. I can't see. Can you see that? The bottom of it? I can see.
Hold on. Hold it still. Let me see. No, I can't see it. But it's a nice pink color. I like it.
It's pink. It's called Pink by Tarjay.
All right, by Tarjay. I'm going to go in with this lip dual. It's by LA Girl Colors. And it comes with a lipstick and a lip gloss.
Ooh.
But I'm just going to use the gloss today because I'm in a glossy mood.
You've been a glossy girl.
I've been a glossy girl. Hey. And it smells like bubblegum.
I can't really see it, but I like it. It's subtle.
Mm-hmm. I like it nice and subtle. All right. We're going to finish this look up with some finishing spray, honey, and we will be finished for the day so your makeup can last all day. We got those lips. We got that finishing spray, honey. Here it is. Spray it up, spray it up. And
that was good. That was cool. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that is the finished look. 15 minutes. Try these steps. See if you love them. I love this look. It's nice and natural. It's nice and subtle. I can see this definitely being my everyday look. And for 15 minutes, you can't beat it. How do you feel about your look, Angie?
I feel pretty good about my look. And, for all the girlies just getting into eyeshadows and not really sure how to wear more than one color yet, this is a great way to practice where your eyeshadow goes and the colors, the parts of your eye, and then blending it all out and then getting fancy later and putting other colors with it.
All right. Well, you guys, we hope you enjoyed this 15-minute custom natural glam look. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to the page. It's the Glow Up Show with your girl Diva Ebony B and Angie B. Let's go.
Hi, everybody.